What's happening, everyone? Welcome back, and thank you for stopping in. Today we have a overview to do, something that I haven't done yet on this channel. An overview of an automatic knife. I have some shorts on some, and I have some other stuff that might be incorporating autos, but we have not had an overview of an auto. I did an unboxing. No, I don't even think I've done an unboxing of an auto. So today I wanted to switch things up and do a little overview of an out the side auto. First, let's cover what I have in my pocket right now. This is the brand spanking new EMP EDC MagnaCut relative. This is number 002. You can't see it there because the lighting still sucks in here, but it's good enough. But this is a badass knife, and it's so well done. Best Tech OEM'd it, and it is very well done. The other thing I have with me is my Sagaha Nimble. I've been pissing with this guy. I love this knife. Now, what I had with me in my pocket at work for Warncliffe Wednesday, I had my Hogue Deca in 20 CV. I had my Lancelot leather slip and my Ohio River Jack. There's a little bit of whatever in the knife. This is the Warncliffe M390 jig bone. Love this slip joint. So well done. Love this knife. QSP OEM'd it, and they kicked the shit out of it. So well done. So that's what I had in the pockets. So today we're going to do an overview of the Microtech L.U.D.T, baby. Yeah. Now, I'm not a huge auto guy. I do have a couple autos. I think I got like a half dozen or so, maybe, like between out the side and out the front. This is an out the side auto, meaning it shoots out the side and not up through the top. So, you know, it depends on what your jam is. Some people don't like autos, period. Some people only like out the side like this. Some people prefer out the front. So it just kind of depends. I like both of them, but I'm not an auto nut. I like having a few of them. I might get one more someday and try like a Kershaw or a Hogue out the front. But I do have a couple, and this is definitely one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite knives, period. It's so overbuilt that it's insane. Like, you can tell you have a knife, even though these are made of aluminum, you can just tell you have a knife that is not going to let you down. This is the only knife in my collection that has serrations, and I will tell you what, them serrations are sharp, 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 and it's so well done. They give you some very fine jimping up here for your finger. It's so comfortable in hand. I got this little lanyard back here for whatever. I usually, if I'm using it, I'll put it up here so I have some extra squeeze, something to kind of pad my squeeze. That's one reason why I've left it on there all this time. The proprietary hardware is the only thing I do not like about this knife. That is it. But it kind of is what it is. I don't know how much, if this were to ever need some sort of maintenance, I would send it back to Microtech instead of messing with it myself, just because of I don't want to get into, I don't even have the ability to take it apart, and even if I did, I don't think I'd want to mess with something like this. This is just, I just don't want to. So if this were to ever need, some work done, I would just send it right on to Microtech. and they would gladly take care of it for me anyway. But I did get this a couple years ago, back in 2021. I think I bought it in, when did I buy this? I think I might have bought it in June. So like this knife was made and then I bought it like the next month. That's typically how these sell out very fast, and they did then and they still do now. So I have had this a couple years. This particular one comes in M390. You can see that there. For some reason they don't make that very big. They just everything else. So L.U.D.T stands for, what is it? Large Underwater Demolition Team, I think, or something like that. But Underwater Demolition Team, and L. I forget what the L is. And then it has a serial number there, and then you got Microtech's big ass branding on the front there, USA. You know, and Microtech can get away with it because they're such a big company, but I hate billboarding on the blade. This I kind of give a pass, just because it's a Microtech, but you have nothing on the clip side. This is so sharp, it is ridiculous. That's one thing I'll say about Microtech is I have, I think, 3 of their autos, and they are all sharp as a razor. Very well done. And, and that's why you pay a premium for their knives. They're very well done. Everything, the heat treat is done right. Wonder if we can cut. I'm telling you guys though, I was cutting some rope with these serrations and they are so sharp. It's freaking ridiculous. But like I said, this is the only knife I have in my collection that has serrations. And the reason for that is I don't like serrations typically, but in this case, this is a knife that, if all hell broke loose, this is a knife that I would grab, upon a few others, but this is one knife that I would grab that I know is gonna last. It's gonna get through whatever I need it to. It's so well done, so well built. The blade is phenomenal. They coat it so it's extra wear proof. It's so well done, and that's why they cost as much as they do. So, in order to actuate it, if you do not know, there's nothing else on it but this button. As far, there's no thumb studs, there's no flipper tab, there's none of that. So in order to get, the blade will not come out no matter how much you wrench on it. You have to push the button in order to deploy it. And if you've never held one, I recommend, if you get one, hang on to this thing because it does have some power. It does fly out. And I've handed this to people who wanted to check it out, and luckily it hasn't been dropped, but I've had somebody grab it and then push the button and it did this number in their hand, and after that one, I've had a few close calls where it really kind of jiggled in their hand, and then the last person I let touch it, it flew up like this, and after that I was like, I'm never handing an auto even to a buddy who wants to see it, because it's just, people just don't understand, I guess, or take it seriously. But this thing has such a strong spring in it. You can see my hand jiggle, like it vibrates. That's how strong this bad boy is. If I hold it like this, you can just see it kicking itself. I love this thing. It's got such a badass spring in it. But I can do this because I know what this knife is capable of, and I got a good grip on it with these two fingers back here. But I do not recommend doing that unless you really know the knife. Typically, you want to hang on to it with your whole hand. But I have the ability to, this is fidgety for me actually because I don't need both hands. I can push the button down and then get it started, and then I can close it with one hand. I know some people have an issue or just can't do that, and then they don't like it because it's not as fidget friendly. But I have no trouble doing that with this knife. The spring is very strong, don't get me wrong. But once you figure it out, you can just kind of bring it down and then finish the job with your thumb. But so well done, guys. It feels a little slow, actually. I'm wondering if it needs a little lube or if it needs blowed out. It shouldn't. Maybe it just needs played with. That's what he said. But very well done. The action it's second to nobody as far as out the side goes. I have a ProTech Godson that is right behind this as far as the thump it makes, how quickly it comes out. But this, this is a real out the side auto, and it's coming when you push that button. So they come in straight edge. They come with half straight edge, half serrations. They come in a ton of different colors like blues and reds and greens, and they have all kinds of different colors and patterns, I think, at this point. It's a very simple knife. And then you have your pocket clip. You have very minimal hardware. You have the pivot there. You do have 3 for the pocket clip, which is fine with me because this is supposed to be, this isn't like a lightweight EDC style knife. This is a heavy duty, beat the shit out of it type knife, and it's going to keep chugging. It's going to laugh at the shit you're doing to it. But I just wanted to do a quick overview of this guy. I don't know. I'm sure there's tons and tons of content out there on the L.U.D.T. Maybe there's not much new stuff on it. I don't know. I felt like, doing an auto overview, and this is the one I grabbed and wanted to do the overview on. This was my first Microtech, believe it or not. I actually really didn't know what I was getting. I saw them pop in stock, and literally right before my eyes, I started seeing stuff go out of stock. And this was actually one of the first knives I ever bought, probably within the first dozen knives I bought, probably. This is in there. So when I first started buying knives, I wasn't just buying, El Cheapo budget knives. Hell, my second knife was a S90V carbon fiber bug out. So, I kind of have went in waves throughout my collection years, and it's been really fun. Now, I don't focus so much more on budget knives as I used to. I still will grab some. For instance, this guy here. If you have not checked out the Kaiser Dam Designs Mad Tanto, this thing is it's mad good. Very well done. So a budget knife like this, I have no problem going and picking it up. I love this thing so far. I got it a few days ago, and it's very well done. It's passed all the testing I've put it through so far. It's very comfortable. So nothing wrong with getting a good budget knife here and there. But back to this guy. This is a couple years old, and I've carried it a bunch, and I've used it a bunch, and it does not show any signs of wear. Now, if you drop this on concrete or in the gravel and ran it over, then you're going to see, some wear. But under normal circumstances of carrying this like an EDC, or even taking it to your work, and if you're a carpenter or a laborer of some sort, this knife is not going to have any issue staying just the way it came to you. As long as you're smart and, take care of your stuff, this knife is going to continue to look immaculate, just the way it does. It's a nice little package. We can do some specs 16 minutes in. So you got a little over 3 inches of cutting edge. I'd say like 3 1/16. And then to this point right here, you're at like 3 5/16. And then overall, you're at 8 inches. So it's a great size, in my opinion. You do have aluminum scales, so it's going to be a little lighter, but it's still, I'm going to say, like close to 4 ounces maybe. 3.6, 3.66. So yeah, that's really good. That's damn near, that's, for ratios, people, that is pretty damn good. Yep. This scale, by the way, is on point. And I got it on sale off Amazon for a good price. It's actually like I think it's like a food grade scale, but it's nice and wide. You can fit just about any size knife on there that you could want. See, look at that. Doesn't even matter. But that is the Microtech L.U.D.T with the partial serrations, made 5/20/21. There's not much else. It's pretty self-explanatory, guys. If you have large to extra large hands, it's going to fit you like a glove, very neutral. You got this nice little swell back here, and it works. It works and works. The choked up, they kind of like crown this back here, so it's nice and soft. It feels good as shit. The jimping is well done. It's that fine jimping, which I really like. It's very fine. It works very well to lock in right here. I love this knife. It doesn't get as much carry time as it used to. I get it out every now and again, but I just have so much coming in and so much that I'm carrying. Some stuff just gets pushed to the wayside, which is another reason I wanted to dig this guy out, but I love this thing. Alright, guys, that'll do it for me for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you got something out of it. I highly recommend these. They're expensive. If you're looking for an amazingly well done out the side auto, look no further than the L.U.D.T. You're just going to have to look for them and hope they're in stock, because they can be very hard to get. But that is all she wrote for me for today. And I hope you have an awesome night. I hope you have a safe night. And I love you all. I will catch you guys on the next one.